Zohm, Connex, Erector Set, Lincoln Logs, and Curry or were major brands within which consumer product sector? Construction toys. These are all well-known brands that specialize in construction toys. This sector focuses on products designed for assembling, building, and creating structures or models from various components, fostering creativity and problem-solving skills. Willy Loman is the lead character in Arthur Miller's renowned 1949 play, Death of a, what? Salesman. Willy Loman is the tragic central figure in Arthur Miller's iconic 1949 play, Death of a Salesman. This Pulitzer Prize-winning drama critically examines the American dream and delves into themes of failure, identity, and disillusionment. The South American fève tonka, vanilla-like spice popularized in French cuisine is a bean. The tonka bean, derived from the *Dipteryx odorata* tree native to Central and South America, is prized for its intense vanilla-like aroma. It contains coumarin, which gives it distinct flavor notes and has made it a valued ingredient in various culinary applications, particularly in French cuisine and perfumery. Named after its town of origin, Marsala fortified wine originated on which island, the largest of its surrounding sea? Sicily. Marsala wine is a famous fortified wine produced in the region surrounding the city of Marsala on the island of Sicily. Sicily is the largest island in the Mediterranean Sea, renowned for its diverse landscapes and ancient winemaking traditions, which contribute to its unique viticultural identity. The old anglicized French occupational word, colporteur, was a distributor of Bibles. A colporteur was historically an itinerant peddler, particularly known for distributing books, pamphlets, and religious texts such as Bibles. This term, derived from French, reflects a historical occupation crucial for disseminating literature and religious material to remote areas before widespread printing and distribution networks. The technique known as bourrée manie is used in cooking. Bourrée manie is a classical French culinary technique involving kneading equal parts of softened butter and flour together to form a smooth paste. This paste is gradually whisked into hot liquids like sauces, gravies, or soups as a thickening agent, preventing lumps and enriching the texture. Aquae Sulis is the Roman name for what aptly renamed English sparsity? Bath. Aquae Sulis was the Roman name for the present-day city of Bath in England. The Romans established a significant settlement and religious complex around the natural hot springs there, dedicating them to the goddess Sulis Minerva, and building extensive public baths that gave the city its modern name. The human frenulum linguae is webbed tissue between tongue, mouth flow. The frenulum linguae is a small, vertical fold of mucous membrane that connects the underside of the tongue to the flow of the mouth. This tissue helps anchor the tongue and limit its range of motion, playing a role in speech articulation and swallowing. What is the science of pomology concerned with? Apple cultivation. Pomology is a branch of botany specifically dedicated to the study of fruits and their cultivation. It encompasses the scientific research and development of fruit growing techniques, including aspects like breeding, production, and harvesting. A Muscovite refers to a native of which global city? Moscow. A Muscovite is the common term used to identify a native or resident of Moscow, the capital and largest city of Russia. This demonym is widely recognized in geography and general knowledge contexts. Sage, thyme, rosemary, and marjoram are all members of which plant genus? Mint. These well-known aromatic herbs, sage, thyme, rosemary, and marjoram, belong to the Lamiaceae family, commonly known as the mint family. This plant family is characterized by its square stems, opposite leaves, and often fragrant essential oils, frequently used in culinary and medicinal applications. In what general direction does the Great Wall of China extend? East to west. The Great Wall of China, a monumental series of fortifications, generally runs in an east to west direction across the historical northern borders of China. Its construction spans centuries, primarily to protect the Chinese Empire from invasions by nomadic groups. A prebiotic encourages the growth of which beneficial microorganisms in humans and other living hosts? Fungi, bacteria. Prebiotics are specialized plant fibers that act as food for beneficial bacteria and fungi in the gut, thereby stimulating their growth and activity. They are crucial for maintaining a healthy gut microbiome and are associated with various health benefits, including improved digestion and immunity. What is the standard unit or regulation standard for 101,325 pascals, Pa, or 1.01325 bars? Atmospheric pressure. The value 101,325 pascals, Pa, or 1.01325 bars represents the standard atmospheric pressure at sea level. This is a fundamental constant in physics and meteorology, used as a reference point for measuring pressure and for various scientific calculations. The CAC 40 is a main stock market index of which country? France. The CAC 40, quotation assistee and continue, is the benchmark stock market index of France, comprising the 40 largest French companies listed on Euronext Paris based on market capitalization and liquidity. It serves as a key indicator of the French economy's performance and the European financial market. What asset in London, UK, was valued at £6 billion in 2015? Trees. In 2015, a significant study in London valued the city's trees at an astounding £6 billion, highlighting their immense environmental and economic importance. This valuation underscores the concept of natural capital and its contribution to urban ecosystems, air quality, and public well-being. Thermae and balneae are ancient Roman facilities primarily used for bathing. Thermae were large, opulent public bath complexes in ancient Rome, serving as social, recreational, and health centers. Balneae were smaller, private or neighborhood baths. Both played a crucial role in Roman daily life and culture, providing spaces for hygiene, exercise, and social interaction. Horace Walpole created a popular term for unexpected lucky events or discoveries in his 1754 fairy story, The Three Princes of Where? Serendip. The term, serendipity, was coined by Horace Walpole in 1754, inspired by his fairy tale, The Three Princes of Serendip. It describes the faculty of making fortunate discoveries by accident, a common and valuable concept in fields ranging from scientific research to everyday life. A term for a dark shape seen against a brighter background is named after the 18th century French author and politician Étienne de, who? Silhouette. The term, silhouette, is named after Étienne de Silhouette, a French minister of finance known for his strict economic reforms and parsimonious nature in the 18th century. His name became associated with inexpensive, simple-cut paper portraits, which were then simply called silhouettes. The twi in the word twilight originally meant two. The twi prefix in twilight originates from Old English and means two. It refers to the two periods of dim light that occur twice a day, once before sunrise, dawn, and once after sunset, dusk, signifying the transition between day and night. Amethyst is a variety of quartz. Amethyst is a popular variety of the mineral quartz, distinguished by its vibrant purple coloration. This color is due to irradiation, iron impurities, and the presence of trace elements, making it a highly prized gemstone used in jewelry and decorative items. A little appreciated, very common human characteristic is the split or separated, technically, accessory. Fifth toenail. The presence of a split or accessory, fifth toenail is a common, though often unnoticed, anatomical variation in humans. It occurs when the nail plate of the smallest toe is divided, sometimes appearing as two distinct parts, and is generally harmless. Bammy, Jamaica; bannock, Scotland; blah, Ireland; bublick, Poland; and boule, France, are all types of bread. These are all distinct types of traditional bread from various countries, showcasing the diversity of global culinary heritage. From Jamaica's cassava-based bammy to Scotland's bannock, these examples highlight how bread is a staple food adapted to local ingredients and cultures worldwide. What is a neologism? A new word or expression. A neologism refers to a newly coined word or expression, or a new usage of an existing word. These terms often arise in specialized fields, popular culture, or to describe emerging concepts, eventually gaining wider acceptance or remaining niche. Recent research, such as that conducted by Newcastle University in 2015, suggests that type 2 diabetes may be reversible through a reduction of fat in which human organ? Pancreas. Research by Newcastle University in 2015 indicated that type 2 diabetes could be reversed by reducing fat in the pancreas. This discovery challenges conventional views on the disease and highlights the potential for dietary interventions to restore normal insulin production. What does the word salsa, referring to the popular Cuban and Puerto Rican music and dance genre, mean in Spanish? Sauce. The word salsa is Spanish for sauce, reflecting the lively and spicy blend of various musical influences that characterize the genre. This vibrant dance and music style originated in the Caribbean, particularly Cuba and Puerto Rico, before gaining global popularity. Which ancient discipline includes physical postures known as asana, with common examples such as half boat, full boat, tree, and happy baby? Yoga. Yoga is an ancient physical, mental, and spiritual practice originating in India. Its asana postures are designed to improve flexibility, strength, balance, and mental well-being, forming a core component of this holistic discipline. What is the cube root of 343? 7. The cube root of a number is the value that, when multiplied by itself 3 times, gives the original number. In this case, 7 times 7 times 7 equals 343, making 7 the cube root of 343. The Almeria region, recognized as the driest area in Europe and historically used for filming numerous renowned cowboy and western films, is located in which country? Spain. The Almeria region in southeastern Spain is characterized by its arid, semi-desert landscape, making it the driest area in Europe. Its unique topography and climate made it an ideal and popular location for shooting spaghetti westerns and other films, particularly in the 1960s and 70s. French lawyer Jules Rimet, 1873 to 1956, is renowned for being the longest-serving president, 1921 to 1954, of which international sports federation? FIFA, Fédération Internationale de Football Association. Jules Rimet, a French lawyer, served as the third and longest-serving president of FIFA, from 1921 to 1954. He is widely regarded as the father of the World Cup, as he initiated and organized the first FIFA World Cup tournament in 1930, playing a pivotal role in establishing football as a global sport. The Fourth Road Bridge connects which major city to the Kingdom of Fife? Edinburgh. The Fourth Road Bridge is a significant suspension bridge in Scotland, connecting Edinburgh to the Kingdom of Fife. It spans the Firth of Forth and serves as a crucial transportation link in the region. Which one of these is not a member of the same Mustelidae mammal family as the others? Fox. The Mustelidae family includes animals such as weasels, badgers, otters, and ferrets. A fox, however, belongs to the Canidae family, which encompasses wolves, jackals, and domestic dogs, highlighting a key distinction in mammalian classification. A circle of 12.6 meters circumference has an area roughly how many square meters? 12.6. The circumference, c, of a circle is given by c equals 2 pi r, and its area, a, by a equals pi r squared. If the circumference is 12.6 meters, the radius, r, is approximately 2 meters, 12, 6 halves pi approximately equals 2. Consequently, the area, pi r squared, would be approximately pi asterisk 2 to the power of 2 equals 4 pi, which is about 12.56 square meters, demonstrating a direct relationship in this specific scenario. The American term, sharecropper, refers to a tenant farmer. A sharecropper is a tenant farmer who gives a portion of their crop as rent to the landowner. This system was particularly prevalent in the southern United States after the Civil War, often leading to a cycle of debt and economic dependence for the farmers. Ares, equating to the Roman god Mars, is the Greek god of war. Ares is the Greek god of war, symbolizing the brutal and chaotic aspects of combat. His Roman counterpart, Mars, also a god of war, was generally more revered and associated with martial prowess and agricultural fertility. Lisa Gherardini, aka Lisa del Giocondo, is better known as the Mona Lisa. Lisa Gherardini, the wife of Florentine merchant Francesco del Giocondo, is widely identified as the subject of Leonardo da Vinci's iconic portrait, the Mona Lisa. This masterpiece, celebrated for its enigmatic smile, is one of the most famous artworks in history. What legendary ruler visited King Solomon in the Bible, and became a metaphoric, ironic term for a female with delusions of grandeur? The Queen of Sheba. The Queen of Sheba is a legendary monarch mentioned in ancient texts, notably the Bible, 1 Kings chapter 10, for her visit to King Solomon to test his wisdom and bring lavish gifts. Her name has since become a cultural reference for a woman of great wealth, power, or excessive pride. The Fray Bentos factory of which nation was given UNESCO World Heritage status July 2015? Uruguay. The industrial landscape of Fray Bentos in Uruguay, a former Anglo meatpacking plant, was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in July 2015. This site is significant for representing a major industry in the supply of meat products to the world during the 19th and 20th centuries. What did Ford claim to launch as the first product at the 2015 Mobile World Congress show? Bike. Ford showcased its Mode Me and Mode Pro electric bicycles at the 2015 Mobile World Congress, marking its entry into the e-bike market. These innovations highlighted the automotive industry's growing interest in diverse urban mobility solutions. An intensive listening study in 2015 discovered that giraffes communicate by doing what? Humming. A 2015 study published in BMC Research Notes found evidence of giraffes humming at night, primarily at infrasonic frequencies below human hearing. This discovery indicates a complex vocal communication system previously underestimated in these animals. Which music streaming service was launched in 2015 by Jay-Z and Beyoncé? Tidal. Tidal is a subscription-based music, podcast, and video streaming service launched in 2014 but heavily promoted and relaunched by Jay-Z and other artists in 2015. It differentiated itself by offering high-fidelity audio and exclusive content, aiming to provide better compensation for artists. Which controversial politician was mistakenly awarded a Global Legacy Award by the Save the Children charity in 2015? Tony Blair. In 2015, Save the Children faced backlash and subsequently admitted an error in awarding former British Prime Minister Tony Blair a Global Legacy Award. The controversy arose due to concerns over his foreign policy decisions and their humanitarian impact. Which country demanded an official investigation into the proof of the US moon landings in 2015? Russia. In 2015, Vladimir Makin, a spokesperson for Russia's investigative committee, controversially suggested that an investigation should be launched into the US moon landings to determine if they actually happened. This statement was widely interpreted as a political jab rather than a serious demand for inquiry. Which ride at Alton Towers experienced a catastrophic failure in 2015? Smiler. The Smiler rollercoaster at Alton Towers suffered a catastrophic collision in June 2015, resulting in serious injuries to several passengers. The incident led to significant legal consequences for the park operator and raised public awareness regarding amusement park safety standards. Philae, the space probe that recommunicated with controllers in 2015 after being thought lost, is situated on which celestial body? Comet 67P, Churyumov-Gerasimenko. Philae was the robotic lander for the European Space Agency Rosetta mission, which landed on Comet 67P in 2014. After its primary battery was depleted and communication ceased, it unexpectedly re-established contact in June 2015 as the comet moved closer to the Sun, allowing for solar recharging. Which vast tech corporation opened its first, Nest, branded intelligent home store in Palo Alto, California in 2015? Google. Google, a global technology giant, expanded into the smart home market by acquiring Nest Labs in 2014. The opening of a dedicated Nest store in 2015 signified Google's commitment to the Internet of Things, IoT, and its ambition to integrate smart home technology directly into consumer lifestyles. In 2015, evidence of water was found on which celestial body? Mars. In September 2015, NASA announced the discovery of strong evidence of flowing liquid water on present-day Mars. This finding, based on data from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, significantly boosted the prospects of finding microbial life on the planet and understanding its past habitability. Which BRICS country launched the AstroSat Space Lab in 2015? India. India launched AstroSat, its first dedicated multi-wavelength space observatory, in September 2015. This landmark mission, carried out by the Indian Space Research Organisation, ISRO, placed India among a select group of nations with capabilities for independent space-based astronomical observation, contributing to global research in astrophysics. In 2015, Fiji decided to remove which historical feature from its national flag? The Union Jack. In 2015, Fiji's government announced its intention to remove the Union Jack from its national flag, a symbol of its colonial past. While the plan was later put on hold, this decision reflected a broader movement among former British colonies to assert national identity and decolonize state symbols. Greenpeace promoted nuclear disarmament in 2015 by flying a large hot air balloon over which iconic landmark? The Taj Mahal. Greenpeace, a global environmental organization, often employs dramatic tactics to raise awareness for its causes. In 2015, they flew a hot air balloon over the Taj Mahal in India to advocate for nuclear disarmament, drawing international attention to their campaign. Which leading professional networking tech corporation acquired the Lynda Learning Company for $1.5 billion in 2015? LinkedIn. LinkedIn, a prominent professional networking platform, acquired lynda.com in 2015. This acquisition significantly expanded LinkedIn's offerings into online learning and professional development, integrating educational content directly into its platform. Dismalon was the temporary theme park exhibition created by which famous anonymous artist? Banksy. Dismalon Amusement Park was a temporary art installation and theme park organized by the British street artist Banksy in 2015. It was a dystopian art exhibition featuring works from various artists, offering a satirical take on traditional amusement parks and societal issues. In 2015, which nation did the World Anti-Doping Agency suggest banning from the 2016 Olympics due to widespread doping allegations? Russia. In 2015, the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, recommended a ban on Russia from the 2016 Olympics following revelations of state-sponsored doping. This scandal led to significant international controversy and repercussions for Russian athletes and sports. The Magna Carta, a foundational document for constitutional rights, celebrated how many years since its signing in 2015? 800. The Magna Carta, signed by King John of England in 1215, is a landmark document in the history of human rights and constitutional law. In 2015, the world commemorated its 800th anniversary, recognizing its enduring influence on principles like due process and limited government. In 2015, the Sinabung volcano erupted in which country? Indonesia. Mount Sinabung, an active stratovolcano, experienced significant eruptions in Indonesia in 2015, causing evacuations and disruption. Indonesia is located on the Pacific Ring of Fire, making it highly susceptible to volcanic activity and earthquakes. Which politician led his center-right party to victory in the 2015 government election in Denmark? Lars Løkke Rasmussen. Lars Løkke Rasmussen, leader of the Liberal Venstre Party, became Prime Minister of Denmark in 2015 after his center-right coalition won the general election. He previously served as Prime Minister from 2009 to 2011. In 2015, the American IRS announced Coca-Cola tax arrears due to illicit foreign transfer pricing of $3.3 billion. In 2015, the U.S. Internal Revenue Service, IRS, issued a notice to Coca-Cola for $3.3 billion in unpaid taxes, asserting that the company had improperly shifted profits to foreign subsidiaries through transfer pricing schemes. This case highlighted global issues of corporate tax avoidance and the complexities of international tax laws, with significant implications for multinational corporations and national treasuries. Finance Minister Yanis Varoufakis drew attention for not wearing a tie in February 2015 while negotiating the debts for which nation? Greece. Yanis Varoufakis, as Greece's finance minister in 2015, became known for his unconventional style, including often not wearing a tie during critical debt negotiations with the Eurogroup and IMF. These negotiations were central to addressing Greece's sovereign debt crisis, a major economic and political issue that threatened the stability of the Eurozone. In June 2015, a French government minister asserted that immense environmental harm is being caused by Nutella. In June 2015, then French Minister of Ecology, Ségolène Royal, publicly stated that consumers should stop eating Nutella due to its reliance on palm oil, which she linked to deforestation. While she later apologized, her comments brought global attention to the environmental impact of palm oil production, particularly its role in habitat destruction and climate change. Due to a 2015 contamination scandal in India, Africa, which corporation destroyed 400 million packets of Maggi noodles? Nestlé. The Maggi noodle contamination scandal in 2015 involved elevated levels of lead and monosodium glutamate, MSG, leading to widespread product recalls and bans in India and other countries. Nestlé, the multinational food and drink company, had to destroy millions of packets, resulting in significant financial losses and reputational damage. This event highlighted critical issues in food safety regulations and corporate accountability in developing markets. It was announced in 2015 that Alexander Hamilton would be replaced on what, also called the sawbuck, alluding to the symbol X. $10 bill. In 2015, the US Treasury announced plans to feature a woman on the $10 bill, which traditionally depicts Alexander Hamilton. This decision sparked significant public debate about historical figures on currency and the representation of women in national symbols. While the plan was later modified, with Harriet Tubman eventually chosen for the $20 bill, the initial announcement underscored ongoing discussions about currency design and historical legacy. In 2015, Serbia banned what until after 11 p.m.? Reality TV. In 2015, Serbia implemented a ban on broadcasting reality television shows before 11 p.m. This regulatory measure was aimed at protecting minors and curbing content deemed inappropriate or harmful to public morality and youth development. Such policies are examples of government intervention in media content and reflect broader societal concerns regarding the influence of television programming. What is the representation of the year 2015 in Roman numerals? MMXV. Roman numerals are a numerical system that originated in ancient Rome, where letters represent values. MMXV represents 2015, with M signifying 1000, X for 10, and V for 5. The system uses additive principles, so M plus X plus V correctly sums up to 2015. What is the name of the space transport company launched by Jeff Bezos that became prominent in 2015? Blue Origin. Blue Origin is an American privately funded aerospace manufacturer and spaceflight services company founded by Jeff Bezos in 2000. While established earlier, 2015 was a significant year for the company as it conducted the first test flight of its New Shepard suborbital vehicle. The company aims to make space travel more accessible and affordable, developing various technologies for orbital and suborbital flights. Go Set a Watchman, published in 2015 and written before her renowned 1960 novel, was authored by whom? Harper Lee. Go Set a Watchman is a novel by Harper Lee, published in 2015. It was initially written in the mid-1950s and serves as an early draft and precursor to her Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, To Kill a Mockingbird, 1960. The book provides an alternative perspective on the characters and themes explored in her iconic work, notably focusing on the adult Scout Finch's return to Maycomb. Which major company faced a significant scandal in 2015 concerning widespread unethical, inertia, charging practices for its Prime service? Amazon. In 2015, Amazon faced scrutiny and criticism for its inertia, charging practices related to its Prime subscription service. This involved automatic renewal and charges for users who may not have fully intended to subscribe or were not adequately informed of the renewal terms. Such incidents highlight challenges in consumer protection and ethical business practices in the rapidly growing digital subscription economy. Peter Robinson announced in 2015 he would step down as First Minister of which region? Northern Ireland. Peter Robinson served as the First Minister of Northern Ireland from 2008 to 2016. His announcement in 2015 marked a significant political transition for the region, leading to Arlene Foster succeeding him in the role. Whose controversial US presidential campaigning greatly increased his popularity within his party in 2015, yet also increased party fears that he would be unelectable if he led it? Donald Trump. Donald Trump's presidential campaign in 2015 was marked by unconventional and often controversial rhetoric. This approach, while divisive, resonated with a significant base within the Republican Party, ultimately leading to his nomination and subsequent election as president in 2016. A 2015 study found that what percentage of former American football players had degenerative brain damage? 96%. A 2015 study by Boston University's CTE Center found an alarming prevalence of chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, in deceased former American football players. This research highlighted the severe long-term neurological risks associated with repetitive head trauma in contact sports, prompting significant safety reforms. In 2015, the first ever color photographs were obtained of which celestial body? Pluto. In 2015, NASA's New Horizons spacecraft made a historic flyby of Pluto, capturing the first detailed color images of the dwarf planet. These images provided unprecedented insights into Pluto's diverse terrain, atmospheric haze, and its complex system of moons. Brazil initiated the process of nationalizing which major natural resource in 2015? Rainforest. In 2015, Brazil undertook measures to nationalize large tracts of its rainforests, particularly in the Amazon region. This policy aimed to enhance government control over conservation efforts, combat illegal deforestation, and manage natural resources more effectively amidst global concerns about climate change. What vehicle was pulled over in the USA for driving too slowly on the highway? A Google self-driving car. The incident in 2015, where a Google self-driving car was pulled over by a police officer for driving too slowly on the highway, highlighted the novel challenges and legal ambiguities surrounding autonomous vehicles. This event brought attention to the nascent stage of self-driving technology and its integration into existing traffic laws. Lord Coe resigned from his association with which brand in 2015 due to concerns over conflict of interest? Nike. Sebastian Coe, a prominent figure in athletics and president of the IAAF, now World Athletics, ended his ambassadorial role with Nike in 2015. This decision was made amid increasing scrutiny over potential conflicts of interest, particularly in light of doping scandals and his position as a leader in global athletics governance. Helmut Schmidt, who passed away in 2015, formerly served as the leader of which nation? West Germany. Helmut Schmidt was a highly influential German statesman who served as the fifth Chancellor of West Germany from 1974 to 1982. A prominent figure of the Social Democratic Party, SPD, he played a crucial role in European integration and international economic policy during the Cold War era. The Schengen area, which was a prominent news topic in 2015, refers to the relaxation of what specific European controls? Passport and border controls. The Schengen area is a zone comprising 27 European countries that have officially abolished all passport and all other types of border control at their mutual borders. It primarily allows for free movement of people, goods, services, and capital, symbolizing a major step in European integration. Which sovereign state possesses the shortest coastline? Monaco. Monaco, a tiny independent city-state on France's Mediterranean coastline, holds the distinction of having the world's shortest coastline. Its entire length is approximately 4.1 kilometers, 2.55 miles, making it a unique geographical entity. Which renowned cultural reference, symbolizing a group of irrational or misguided individuals, has been interpreted in numerous creative works by artists such as Hieronymus Bosch, Catherine Annie Porter, and musicians like the Grateful Dead? Ship of Fools. The Ship of Fools is a significant allegorical motif, particularly prevalent in medieval and early modern European art and literature. It depicts a vessel laden with madmen, drunks, and other societal outcasts, symbolizing humanity's folly and moral corruption. Kim Campbell was the first woman Prime Minister of which country? Canada. Kim Campbell served as the 19th Prime Minister of Canada in 1993, making her the first and only woman to hold the office. Her tenure, though brief, marked a significant milestone for women in Canadian politics. In architecture, cartouche is a decorative feature resembling what? A scroll. In architecture and art, a cartouche is an oval or scroll-like ornamental panel or frame. It is often used to bear an inscription, an emblem, or a cipher, originating from ancient Egyptian hieroglyphic inscriptions. According to his memoirs, what famous Venetian adventurer was once imprisoned as a magician, a director of the Paris state lotteries, knighted in the Netherlands, a spy for Louis XV, and a librarian in Bohemia? Casanova. Giacomo Casanova, an 18th-century Venetian adventurer and author, is renowned for his extensive memoirs, Histoire de ma vie. These recount his diverse career, which included roles as a spy, diplomat, and librarian, highlighting a fascinating period of European history and culture. Who was the father of medicine, to whom a code of medical ethics is attributed and which bears his name? Hippocrates. Hippocrates, an ancient Greek physician, circa 460–370 B.C., is widely considered the father of medicine. He is credited with establishing medicine as a distinct field and is associated with the Hippocratic Oath, a foundational text on medical ethics. What city did Charles II of England sell to France in 1662 for £40,000? Dunkirk. In 1662, King Charles II of England sold Dunkirk to King Louis XIV of France for £40,000. This sale was a controversial decision driven by Charles II's financial needs and led to significant political debate in England at the time. From which creatures can Newcastle disease transfer to humans, causing mild conjunctivitis and flu symptoms? Birds. Newcastle disease is primarily a contagious bird disease affecting domestic poultry and wild birds. While human infection is rare, it can occur through close contact with infected birds, typically manifesting as mild conjunctivitis or flu-like symptoms, with rare instances of more severe illness. British Landrace, Pietrain and Tamworth are what sort of animals? Pigs. These are prominent breeds of domestic pigs, widely recognized in agriculture for their distinct characteristics such as meat quality and growth rate. Understanding livestock breeds is crucial for topics related to agriculture and animal husbandry. Lee Kuan Yew became the first officially elected Prime Minister of which country in 1959? Singapore. Lee Kuan Yew is revered as the founding father of modern Singapore. He served as the nation's first prime minister from 1959 to 1990, leading its transformation into a highly developed and prosperous country. Who was rumored to have had his first wife Amy Robsart poisoned, in the hope of marrying Queen Elizabeth I? Robert Dudley, Earl of Leicester. Robert Dudley, a powerful nobleman and favorite of Queen Elizabeth I, was embroiled in scandal surrounding the suspicious death of his wife, Amy Robsart. This event significantly impacted his political standing and the prospects of a marriage with the Queen. Of Albanian descent, by what name is 1979 Nobel Prize winner Agnes Gonçalves better known? Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa, born Agnes Gonçalves, was an Albanian Indian Roman Catholic nun who founded the Missionaries of Charity in Kolkata, India. She was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979 for her unwavering humanitarian work among the poor and sick. Mjøsa, more precisely Mjøsa, is the largest lake of which country? Norway. Mjøsa is the largest lake in Norway, both by surface area and volume, situated in the southeastern part of the country. It is a significant geographical landmark and plays a role in regional transportation and recreation. What is the highest volcano in Africa? Kilimanjaro. Mount Kilimanjaro, located in Tanzania, is the highest mountain in Africa and the highest single freestanding mountain in the world. It is a dormant stratovolcano composed of three distinct volcanic cones, Kibo, Mawanzi, and Sierra. The German Deutschmark was comprised of 100 what? Pfennig. Before the adoption of the euro, the German Deutschmark served as the official currency of West Germany and subsequently unified Germany. Like many currencies, it was subdivided into 100 smaller units, known as Pfennig. Atoms for Peace, formed in 1957, is now known as what? The International Atomic Energy Agency. The International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, was established in 1957 under the Atoms for Peace initiative to promote the safe, secure, and peaceful use of nuclear technologies. It serves as the world's central intergovernmental forum for scientific and technical cooperation in the nuclear field. What is the term for a collector of postcards? Deltiologist. Deltiology is the study and collection of postcards. The term is derived from the Greek word deltos, meaning a small writing tablet or board, and logia, meaning study. It is a popular hobby worldwide, preserving historical and cultural images. Which figure from Greek mythology became the king of Thebes after solving the Sphinx's riddle about what walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening? Oedipus. Oedipus, a tragic hero in Greek mythology, famously solved the riddle of the Sphinx, which asked what creature walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening. His correct answer, man, referring to the stages of life, led to the Sphinx's demise and his ascension to the throne of Thebes. How many cathedrals are located in mainland UK? 42. As of the early 2000s, there were 42 cathedrals in mainland UK, including those within England, Scotland, and Wales. Cathedrals are significant religious and architectural landmarks, often serving as the seat of a bishop and representing historical cultural heritage. A rivulet is a miniature what? Stream or river. A rivulet is a small stream of water, often a tributary to a larger stream or river. The term emphasizes its diminutive size compared to more substantial flowing bodies of water, and it plays a role in hydrological systems. Which instant messaging service was acquired by Facebook for $16 billion in 2014? WhatsApp. In 2014, Facebook, now Meta Platforms, acquired the popular instant messaging service WhatsApp for approximately $16 billion. This acquisition was a significant move to consolidate Facebook's position in the mobile communication market and expand its global user base. Linus Pauling, an American Nobel Prize winner in 1954, conceived a helical structure fundamental to what? DNA. Linus Pauling, a 2-time Nobel laureate, proposed a triple helical structure for DNA in 1953, though it was later disproven by the double helix model of Watson and Crick. He is renowned for his foundational work on chemical bonds and molecular structures. Which culinary dish, known for its preparation, derives its name from the French, lamelle, meaning knife blade? Omelette. An omelette is a dish made from beaten eggs fried with butter or oil, often folded around a filling. The term, omelette, is believed to be derived from the French word, amelet, a diminutive of, amel, which itself comes from, lamelle, meaning a thin plate or blade, likely referring to its flat, folded shape. From Latin, casein is the main protein in milk, cheese. Casein is a family of phosphoproteins found in mammalian milk, making up about 80% of the proteins in cow's milk. It is a vital component in the production of cheese, providing both nutritional value and structural properties. What were Victorian English postmen called because of their uniforms? Robins. Victorian postmen in England were commonly referred to as robins due to their distinctive bright red uniforms. This nickname reflects a period when public services were developing and uniforms became a recognizable symbol of their roles. In human childbirth, cervical dilation is considered complete at how many centimeters? 1 ocentimillissecond. During human childbirth, cervical dilation is a critical stage where the cervix opens to allow the baby to pass through. It is considered complete at 10 centimeters, marking the transition to the pushing stage of labor. Numerology refers to what aspect of numbers? Mystical. Numerology is an ancient system of belief that assigns mystical or divine significance to numbers and their combinations. It is often used to interpret character, predict future events, and understand the universe, although it is not recognized as a scientific discipline. Erlang, after Danish engineer Agner Erlang and or a portmanteau of Ericsson language, is used for computer programming. Erlang is a high-level, concurrent, functional programming language and runtime system. It was originally developed by Ericsson for building fault-tolerant, distributed, soft real-time systems, making it highly suitable for telecommunications and other large-scale applications. The long-standing currency of Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, at early 2000s, is the shilling. The shilling is the official currency of several East African countries, including Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. This shared currency name reflects historical influences and regional economic ties, although the specific values and issuing authorities differ by nation. Dragonflies have the sharpest vision of any insect, each compound eye having how many lenses? 30,000. Dragonflies possess exceptionally acute vision, crucial for their predatory lifestyle. Each of their large compound eyes is comprised of up to 30,000 individual ommatidia, or lenses, providing them with a nearly 360-degree field of view and excellent motion detection. Drug corporation Reckitt Benckiser was found guilty of marketing false, variations, and inflated pricing of which identical product? Nurofen. This case highlights issues of corporate ethics and consumer protection. Reckitt Benckiser was found guilty in Australia of misleading consumers by marketing identical Nurofen products for specific pain types at higher prices, despite them containing the same active ingredient. Human urine passes from each kidney via the ureter to which organ next? Bladder. In the human excretory system, urine produced by the kidneys travels down the ureters to be stored temporarily in the bladder. From the bladder, urine is expelled from the body via the urethra. Approximately how many truck drivers are there in India? 5 million. The logistics and transportation sector is a cornerstone of India's economy, with millions employed in critical roles such as truck driving. This vast workforce is essential for the movement of goods across the country, connecting various industries and markets. In the USA, a reindeer is also known as a caribou. Reindeer, Rangifer tarandus, are species of deer native to Arctic and subarctic regions. In North America, particularly the USA and Canada, the wild populations of this species are commonly referred to as caribou. A broiler is a chicken raised for what primary purpose? Eating. In poultry farming, a broiler refers to a type of chicken specifically bred and raised for meat production. These chickens are typically fast-growing and are harvested at a young age to ensure tender meat suitable for consumption. The brunch dish of poached eggs, muffins, bacon, ham, and hollandaise sauce, popularized in New York City, is known as eggs Benedict. Eggs Benedict is a classic American brunch dish, believed to have originated in New York City. It traditionally consists of two halves of an English muffin, topped with Canadian bacon or ham, a poached egg, and hollandaise sauce. What is the most common human blood group? O. Human blood groups are classified based on the presence or absence of specific antigens on the surface of red blood cells. Blood group O is globally the most common type, although the prevalence can vary significantly across different populations and geographical regions. Approximately how long is the human small intestine? 1.5 meters. The small intestine is the longest segment of the alimentary canal, playing a crucial role in the digestion and absorption of nutrients. Its extensive length, typically measuring 3 to 5 meters in a living adult, provides a vast surface area for efficient nutrient uptake. Approximately how long is the human large intestine? 1.5 meters. The large intestine is the final section of the gastrointestinal tract, primarily responsible for absorbing water and electrolytes from indigestible food matter and compacting it into feces. Its average length in an adult human is approximately 1.5 meters. How are fish typically classified in terms of blood temperature regulation? Cold-blooded. Fish are poikilothermic animals, meaning their body temperature varies with their environment. Unlike homeothermic, warm-blooded animals, they do not internally regulate a constant body temperature. This characteristic allows them to adapt to different aquatic temperatures. What is a rock called that contains a mineral which can be profitably extracted for use? Ore. An ore is a natural rock or sediment that contains one or more valuable minerals, typically metals, that can be mined, treated, and extracted profitably. The economic viability of extraction is a key defining factor for classifying a mineral-bearing rock as an ore. Which fungus is considered one of the most poisonous and often fatal if ingested? Destroying angel. The destroying angel refers to several species of highly toxic fungi, primarily from the Amanita genus. These fungi contain amatoxins, which are potent liver-damaging peptides, often leading to fatal poisoning due to irreversible organ damage if consumed. What is the English interpretation of the Russian term, commonly abbreviated, Rochnoi protivotankovy granatomyot? Rocket-propelled grenade. The Russian term, Rochnoi protivotankovy granatomyot, RPG, translates to handheld anti-tank grenade launcher. The English equivalent, rocket-propelled grenade, RPG, is a widely recognized term for a shoulder-fired missile weapon primarily designed for anti-tank warfare. A desiccant is a hygroscopic substance used to produce what condition in its vicinity? Dryness. A desiccant is a hygroscopic substance that induces or maintains a state of dryness, desiccation, in its local environment. It achieves this by absorbing or adsorbing water vapor from the surrounding air or other materials. Common desiccants include silica gel and calcium chloride. The ancient Egyptian deity Anubis, associated with mummification and the afterlife, is typically depicted as half man and half what animal? Dog. Anubis is the ancient Egyptian god of mummification, the afterlife, and lost souls. He is traditionally depicted as a canine, specifically a jackal, or as a man with a jackal's head. His crucial role involved guiding souls through the underworld and presiding over embalming rituals. In religious contexts, what does a postulant seek qualification to practice? Religion. In various Christian religious orders, a postulant is a candidate who has requested to join an order and is undergoing a period of testing and discernment before formal admission as a novice. This stage allows both the individual and the community to determine suitability for the religious life. What creatures were the first to inhabit land and develop flight? Insects. Insects were among the earliest animals to colonize terrestrial environments, and notably, they were the first to evolve powered flight. This evolutionary advantage allowed them to exploit new ecological niches and contributed significantly to their diversification and success across various ecosystems. What is the primary chemical compound utilized by the human body for energy production? Glucose. Glucose is a simple sugar that serves as the main source of energy for the human body's cells. It is metabolized through cellular respiration to produce adenosine triphosphate, ATP, which powers various cellular activities and metabolic processes. What characteristic primarily defines the vegetation of tundra regions globally? Absence of trees. Tundra is a biome characterized by permafrost, low temperatures, and short growing seasons, which severely restrict vegetation growth. This environment typically supports only low-growing shrubs, grasses, mosses, and lichens, making it devoid of large trees. The Solanum pseudocapsicum plant, commonly known as winter cherry or Jerusalem cherry, is notable for what characteristic? Being highly poisonous. Solanum pseudocapsicum, despite its ornamental appeal with bright berries, is a poisonous plant. Ingestion of its berries, particularly by children or pets, can lead to gastrointestinal distress and other severe symptoms due to toxic solanaceous alkaloids. What name was given to the Russian city of Stalingrad in 1961, a renaming that honored Europe's longest river? Volgograd. Stalingrad, famous for the pivotal Battle of Stalingrad during World War II, was renamed Volgograd in 1961 as part of the de-Stalinization campaign in the Soviet Union. The new name refers to the Volga River, the longest river in Europe, which flows through the city. What did Chinese Emperor Jingdi's tomb, dating to 141 BC and revealed in 2015, indicate about early practices? The early use of tea leaves. The discovery of tea leaves in Emperor Jingdi's tomb provides archaeological evidence for the early consumption of tea in China, pushing back the known history of tea use by several centuries. This finding highlights the ancient cultural significance of tea in Chinese society. The famous ancient Roman marble statue, Venus Callipyge, also known as Callipygian Venus, literally and artistically represents Venus, Aphrodite of the beautiful. Buttocks. The Venus Callipyge is an ancient Roman marble statue depicting the goddess Venus, or Greek Aphrodite, lifting her drapery to reveal her buttocks. The term Callipyge is derived from Greek words meaning beautiful buttocks, celebrating a specific aesthetic ideal in classical art. What anglicized French word, referring to prestige or distinction, derives from the verb to press? Cachet. The word cachet refers to a distinguishing mark or quality, often implying prestige or uniqueness. It originated from the French verb cacher, meaning to press or to hide, initially referring to a seal pressed onto a document. Besides humans, which mammals are most widely distributed across the earth? Whales. Whales, particularly various species of cetaceans, are found in all the world's oceans, from polar waters to the tropics. Their migratory patterns and diverse habitats make them one of the most widely distributed mammalian groups, second only to humans in terms of global presence. Fulmars and petrels belong to which category of sea creatures? Birds. Fulmars and petrels are types of seabirds belonging to the order Procellariiformes, known for their distinctive tubular nostrils. These oceanic birds spend most of their lives at sea, feeding on marine organisms and often undertaking long migratory journeys. What right does the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution protect for its citizens? To keep and bear arms, guns. The Second Amendment to the United States Constitution states, a well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms, shall not be infringed. This amendment is a foundational part of U.S. constitutional law and is frequently debated regarding gun control policies. The maw of the vaquita porpoise, an illegally trafficked delicacy in Chinese cuisine fetching prices above $10,000 per kilo, refers to which part of the creature? Its swim bladder. The vaquita porpoise, a critically endangered marine mammal, is frequently caught as bycatch in gill nets used to illegally fish for totoba, whose swim bladders, known as maw, are highly prized in Chinese markets. This illegal trade poses the greatest threat to the vaquita's survival, pushing the species to the brink of extinction. In 2015, how many individuals possessed wealth equivalent to that of the poorest half of the world's population, over 3 billion people? 62. This statistic, often highlighted by organizations like Oxfam, underscores the extreme global wealth inequality. While the exact number fluctuates annually, such reports aim to draw attention to the concentration of wealth and its implications for socio-economic development. What does the Maori word, hongi, refer to in traditional New Zealand culture? A nose-to-nose greeting. The hongi is a traditional greeting of the Maori people, the indigenous Polynesian people of mainland New Zealand. It involves pressing one's nose and forehead, at the same time, to another person's, sharing the breath of life, ha. Which autonomous constituent country within the Kingdom of Denmark utilizes the Internet Top-Level Domain, TLD-GL? Greenland. Greenland, an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark, is known for its vast ice cap and indigenous Inuit culture. Its country code top-level domain, CCTLD-GL reflects its status as a distinct geographical and political entity. The professional and ethical oath taken by medical doctors is named after which ancient Greek physician? Hippocrates. The Hippocratic Oath is an ancient Greek ethical oath historically taken by physicians. It requires a new physician to swear by a number of healing gods to uphold specific ethical standards, though modern versions have been updated to reflect contemporary medical practice. What element, denoted by the chemical symbol O, is commonly referred to as gold? Gold. The chemical symbol O for gold originates from its Latin name, aurum. Gold is a precious metal, valued for its rarity, high density, conductivity, and resistance to corrosion, making it significant in economics, jewelry, and electronics. Which creature's name is derived from the Greek phrase meaning, river horse? Hippopotamus. The word, hippopotamus, comes from the ancient Greek words, hippos, meaning, horse, and, potamos, meaning, river. This accurately describes their semi-aquatic lifestyle, spending much of their time in rivers and lakes. The atomic number of an element primarily and additionally refers to the count of which subatomic particles? Protons and electrons. The atomic number, Z, of an element is defined by the number of protons in its nucleus, which uniquely identifies the element. In a neutral atom, the number of electrons orbiting the nucleus is equal to the number of protons, thus also corresponding to the atomic number. Which highly valued orange spice and natural food coloring, often associated with rice dishes, is derived from the Crocus sativus plant? Saffron. Saffron is derived from the stigma and styles of the saffron crocus, Crocus sativus, a flower in the Iridaceae family. It is one of the world's most expensive spices by weight, known for its distinctive aroma, bitter taste, and vibrant golden yellow hue used in cuisine and traditional medicine. Which Shakespearean play features the characters Theseus, Hippolyta, Nick Bottom, and Oberon, the king of the fairies? A Midsummer Night's Dream. A Midsummer Night's Dream is one of William Shakespeare's most beloved comedies, exploring themes of love, magic, and mistaken identity. The play intertwines the stories of four Athenian lovers, a group of amateur actors, and the mischievous fairies of a forest. It is a classic example of Elizabethan drama and a staple in literary studies. The human gastrocolic reflex typically prompts someone to visit the toilet. The gastrocolic reflex is a physiological reflex that controls the motility of the gastrointestinal tract. When food enters the stomach, this reflex causes the colon to contract, often resulting in the urge to defecate. It is a natural process that helps clear the digestive system for new intake. Wikipedia's spherical logo features what symbol for Greek W, also a fatty acid name? Omega. Omega or omega, is the 24th and final letter of the Greek alphabet. In science, omega-3 and omega-6 are crucial polyunsaturated fatty acids vital for human health. The Wikipedia logo, an incomplete globe puzzle, incorporates various writing systems, including the Greek capital Omega. What hugely popular cereal crop has varieties including Arborio, Italy, Ambe Mohar, India, Dungara, Australia, and Uruchimai, Japan? Rice. Rice, Oryza sativa, is a globally significant staple food, particularly in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. It is a versatile cereal grain with numerous varieties adapted to different climates and culinary uses. Its cultivation and trade play a crucial role in global food security and agriculture. What popular orange-colored citrus fruit is surprisingly a hybrid of the pomelo, 25%, and mandarin, 75%? Orange. The common sweet orange, Citrus times sinensis, is a hybrid fruit, primarily a cross between a pomelo, Citrus maxima, and a mandarin, Citrus reticulata. This natural hybridization occurred thousands of years ago in Southeast Asia. Oranges are valued for their vitamin C content and are among the world's most cultivated fruits. Undiscovered for 100 years and published in 2016, The Tale of Kitty in Boots was written by Beatrix Potter. Beatrix Potter was an influential English writer, illustrator, natural scientist, and conservationist, best known for her children's books featuring animal characters. The Tale of Kitty in Boots was a previously undiscovered manuscript, published posthumously in 2016, a century after its creation. Her works remain beloved classics in children's literature. In 2015, what was the biggest cause of death among UK men under 50? Suicide. In 2015, suicide was reported as the leading cause of death for men under 50 in the UK. This highlights a critical public health issue concerning mental health and male suicide rates. Public health initiatives and support services are crucial for addressing this significant societal challenge. What is eVoke, the UK state-subsidized high-tech reduced-risk alternative, designed to replace cigarettes? eVoke was an e-cigarette product developed by British American Tobacco, BAT, which received public health endorsements in the UK as a less harmful alternative to traditional cigarettes. This initiative reflected broader public health strategies aimed at reducing smoking rates by offering reduced-risk options to combat tobacco-related diseases. Jonathan, considered the oldest living land animal at 183 years old in 2016, residing on St. Helena Island in the South Atlantic, is a Seychelles giant what? Tortoise. Jonathan is a Seychelles giant tortoise, Aldebrachellis gigantea hololissa subspecies, and is recognized by Guinness World Records as the oldest known living land animal. Hatched around 1832, he has lived on St. Helena since 1882, making him over 190 years old today and providing valuable insights into the longevity of giant tortoises. Which country, as of 2016, has never been a member of the European Union and was not among its founding members? Norway. Norway has consistently voted against joining the European Union in national referendums, 1972 and 1994, despite significant political support for membership. Instead, Norway participates in the European single market through its membership in the European Economic Area, EEA, allowing for the free movement of goods, services, capital, and people. What modern confection, originally derived from a plant in ancient Egypt and linked to the malva plant, from which the French word mauve originates, is being referred to? Marshmallow. The original marshmallow confection was made from the root sap of the marshmallow plant, Altea officinalis, a mallow species native to Europe, North Africa, and Asia. Ancient Egyptians used its root for medicinal purposes and is a honey-sweetened delicacy. The name, marshmallow, reflects its origin from this mallow plant, often found in marshy areas. Hex, Allen, slot, cross, and Phillips are types of what? Screw drives. Hex, Allen, slot, cross, and Phillips refer to common types of screw head drives, each requiring a specific type of screwdriver bit for fastening or loosening. These designs facilitate different levels of torque application and resistance to stripping, making them suitable for various mechanical and construction applications. Name the famous naval base and natural port on Oahu Island, Hawaii, which featured in the U.S. entry into World War II. Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor, a U.S. naval base in Hawaii, was the target of a surprise attack by the Imperial Japanese Navy Air Service on December 7, 1941. This devastating attack prompted the United States to formally enter World War II the following day. The classical composers Bach, Brahms, Handel, Strauss, and Schumann are all of which nationality? German. Johann Sebastian Bach, Johannes Brahms, George Friedrich Handel, Richard Strauss, and Robert Schumann are all renowned classical composers who were born in and primarily associated with Germany. Their contributions significantly shaped various eras of classical music, including the Baroque, Romantic, and late Romantic periods. Philadelphia, cheddar, feta, and paneer are all types of what food product? Cheeses. Philadelphia, cream cheese, cheddar, feta, and paneer are all distinct varieties of cheese, differing in their origin, texture, flavor profile, and culinary uses. They are produced through various processes of curdling milk, primarily from cows, sheep, or goats. From the Latin, sapo, saponification is a process of producing what? Soap. Saponification is a chemical process involving the hydrolysis of fats or oils with a strong base, like sodium hydroxide, to produce soap and glycerol. The term, saponification, itself is derived from the Latin word, sapo, meaning soap, highlighting the core product of this reaction. Zika disease, identified in 1947, an epidemic in South America commencing 2015, is mainly transmitted by infected what? Mosquitoes. Zika disease is a viral infection primarily transmitted to humans through the bite of infected Aedes species mosquitoes, particularly Aedes aegypti. The virus gained global attention during the 2015-2016 epidemic in the Americas, due to its association with microcephaly in newborns and other neurological complications. Alphabet became in 2015 the holding company of which vast tech corporation? Google. Alphabet Inc. was formed in 2015 as the parent company of Google and several other subsidiaries. This corporate restructuring was implemented to make Google's diverse ventures more transparent and accountable, separating the core internet business from other ambitious projects. What term, originally and still associated with bread, refers to products made in sets and computer files containing several instructions? Batch. The term batch refers to a quantity or set of items or tasks processed together. In computing, batch processing involves executing a series of programs or commands without manual intervention, which is efficient for repetitive operations. Which of these pairs are Arabic-derived or inspired words for a high point and a low point? Zenith and Nadir. Zenith refers to the point in the sky directly above an observer and metaphorically signifies a peak or highest point. Conversely, Nadir is the opposite point directly below the observer, metaphorically representing the lowest point or deepest state. Both terms have Arabic origins. What girl's name beginning with A was punningly chosen first when the UK decided in 2015 to name its storms? Abigail. Storm Abigail was the first storm named by the Met Office and Met Éireann in the UK and Ireland in November 2015. This initiative aimed to raise public awareness of severe weather events and ensure consistent communication regarding impending storms. The Fitness Corporation's Fitbit and Fitbug, subject of legal actions 2013-16, pioneered wearable technology. Fitbit and similar companies were instrumental in popularizing wearable technology, specifically fitness tracker, in the early to mid-2010s. These devices monitor various health metrics, such as physical activity, heart rate, and sleep patterns, empowering users to manage their well-being. Which of the following is not a recognized cloud type? Fluff. Cloud types are classified based on their appearance, altitude, and associated weather phenomena. Common types include cumulus, stratus, cirrus, and nimbus clouds, which indicate different atmospheric conditions. Fluff is a fictitious term and not a recognized meteorological classification. Diacritical marks are symbols used to guide or indicate what aspect of a word? Pronunciation. Diacritical marks are ancillary glyphs added to a letter in written languages. They serve to modify the sound of a letter, distinguish between homographs, or indicate stress, tone, or specific pronunciation, thereby aiding in accurate vocalization. What is the product of a quarter multiplied by a third? A twelfth. In mathematics, to multiply fractions, one multiplies the numerators and then the denominators. Therefore, 1/4, multiplied by 1/3, results in 1 times 1, 4 times 3, which equals 1/12, or a twelfth. Isaac Asimov, Robert A. Heinlein, and Arthur C. Clarke are renowned writers primarily associated with which literary genre? Science fiction. Isaac Asimov, Robert A. Heinlein, and Arthur C. Clarke are often collectively referred to as the Big Three of science fiction. Their prolific works significantly shaped the genre during its golden age, exploring themes of technology, space exploration, and future societies. The term plankton, which includes organisms like jellyfish, algae, and krill, is derived from the Greek word planktos. What defining feature of these organisms does planktos refer to? Drifter. Plankton are diverse organisms that reside in water bodies and are unable to swim against a current, thus passively drifting. The Greek word planktos literally means wanderer or drifter, accurately describing the defining characteristic of these organisms. Which of the following cheeses is neither originated from nor named after Dutch city or place? Emmental. Emmental is a type of yellow, medium-hard Swiss cheese that originates from the Emmental Valley in Switzerland. In contrast, many famous Dutch cheeses, such as Gouda and Edam, are named after their respective cities of origin in the Netherlands. How many known moons orbit the planet Jupiter? 67. Jupiter possesses a vast system of natural satellites, constantly being studied and updated. While discoveries continue to increase the total count, 67 moons have long been recognized and catalogued as orbiting the gas giant. The 4 largest are known as the Galilean moons. Samuel Barber, Claude Debussy, Philip Glass, and Gustav Holst are renowned figures in which artistic field? Composers. These individuals are celebrated composers representing various periods and styles of classical and contemporary music. Claude Debussy was a pioneer of Impressionism, Gustav Holst created the iconic The Planets suite, Samuel Barber is known for Adagio for strings, and Philip Glass is a leading figure in minimalist music. What is the area, in square centimeters, of a right-angled isosceles triangle where the 2 shorter sides each measure 4 centimeters? 8. For a right-angled isosceles triangle, the 2 shorter sides serve as the base and height. The area of any triangle is calculated by the formula, 1/2 times base times height. Thus, 1/2 times 4 centimeters times 4 centimeters equals 8 square centimeters. Marfort, Charlotte, Jersey, and Desiree are common examples of what type of produce? Potato varieties. Marfort, Charlotte, Jersey, and Desiree are distinct and widely recognized varieties of potatoes. Each variety possesses specific culinary characteristics, making them suitable for different cooking methods such as boiling, roasting, mashing, or for use in salads. What does Mach 1 refer to? The speed of sound. Mach number is a dimensionless quantity representing the ratio of an object's speed relative to the fluid medium to the local speed of sound in that medium. Mach 1 indicates that the flow speed is exactly equal to the speed of sound, a critical concept in aerodynamics. What is a subaltern? An army officer of a rank below captain. In military terminology, a subaltern refers to a junior commissioned officer, typically a lieutenant or second lieutenant, whose rank is below that of a captain. The term highlights their subordinate position within the command structure. Which gas, though the most abundant chemical element in the universe, is not among the 3 most common gases in Earth's atmosphere? Hydrogen. While hydrogen constitutes approximately 75% of the universe's baryonic mass, it is not a significant component of Earth's atmosphere. Our atmosphere is primarily composed of nitrogen, approx. 78%, oxygen, approx. 21%, and argon, approx. 0.9%. What is the hook symbol placed under a letter, e.g., under, C, in, facade, to soften its sound, called? Cedilla. A cedilla, C, is a diacritic mark placed under a consonant, most commonly, C, in several languages to alter its pronunciation. For example, in French and Portuguese, C indicates that the C should be pronounced as an S sound rather than a K sound. How many individuals have walked on the moon? 12. A total of 12 American astronauts have walked on the moon during the Apollo program missions. Neil Armstrong was the first in July 1969, and Eugene Cernan was the last in December 1972. Central, Mountain, Pacific, Alaskan and Samoa are 5 of a total 9 U.S. Time zones. The United States officially observes 9 standard time zones across its territories, including UTC-11, Samoa time zone, and UTC-9, Alaska time zone. Understanding global time zones is crucial in geography and international coordination, impacting everything from communication to business operations. Tallow, beeswax, spermaceti, and paraffin are traditionally used in making candles. Candles are typically made from various waxes, each with distinct properties. Tallow, derived from animal fat, was an early material. Beeswax is a natural wax, and paraffin is a common petroleum byproduct. Spermaceti, historically sourced from sperm whales, offered a bright flame, but its use is now largely discontinued for conservation reasons. The famous self-styled anarchist web hacking group founded in 2003 is called Anonymous. Anonymous is a decentralized international activist and hacktivist collective known for various cyber attacks against government, corporate, and religious websites. Originating in 2003, the group's actions are often executed anonymously in support of internet freedom, anti-censorship, and social justice causes, frequently garnering significant media attention. Name the controversial detention camp established in 2002 by the USA in Cuba. Guantanamo Bay. The Guantanamo Bay Detention Camp, often called Gitmo, is a military prison located within the Guantanamo Bay Naval Base in Cuba, controlled by the United States. Established in 2002, it was used to detain suspected terrorists captured in the War on Terror. The camp has drawn international condemnation for alleged human rights abuses, indefinite detention, and the use of enhanced interrogation techniques, raising significant legal and ethical questions. Often suggested as an English national anthem, William Blake's 1804 poem set to Hubert Parry's music is Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a patriotic English hymn with words from William Blake's preface to his epic poem Milton, a poem, 1804, set to music by Sir Hubert Parry in 1916. While God Save the King, Queen is the official national anthem, Jerusalem is frequently sung at public events and is considered one of England's most cherished patriotic songs, deeply embedded in its cultural identity. Fleckal, natural turn, chasse, and New York are dance steps. These terms refer to specific figures or movements commonly found in various ballroom and Latin dance styles. For instance, fleckal is a rotational movement in Viennese waltz, natural turn is a basic clockwise turn, chasse involves 3 steps with a closing action, and New York is a fundamental figure in cha-cha-cha. Understanding these terms is crucial for studying and performing these structured dance forms. Chesterfield, Ottoman, Tallboy, and Cheval are furniture. These are all distinct types of furniture pieces, each with a specific design and historical origin. A Chesterfield is a deep-buttoned sofa with rolled arms, an ottoman is an upholstered footstool or bench, and a tallboy is a chest of drawers typically stacked. A cheval mirror is a full-length mirror mounted in a frame that allows it to pivot, offering versatile placement. What are clipper, brigantine, corvette, and schooner? Sailing ships. These terms refer to different types of historical sailing vessels, each with distinct rigging configurations and hull designs. They played significant roles in trade, exploration, and naval warfare from the 17th to the 19th centuries. Bacta is a type of music and dance originating from which country? Dominican Republic. Bacta is a genre of Latin American music and dance that originated in the Dominican Republic in the early 20th century. It is characterized by its distinct guitar sound and often deals with themes of heartbreak and romance. What are Popocatépetl, Pico de Orizaba, and Iztaccíhuatl? Mexican volcanoes. These are 3 of the most prominent and highest volcanoes in Mexico, located within the Trans-Mexican Volcanic Belt. Pico de Orizaba is the highest peak in Mexico, while Popocatépetl is an active stratovolcano. What color is produced by mixing yellow and blue paint? Green. In subtractive color theory, commonly used with pigments and paints, yellow and blue are primary colors. Their combination subtracts light, resulting in the secondary color green. Based on Greek legend, a constant uncontrollable threat, especially to a safe or desirable situation, is referred to as the sword of _____. Damocles. The sword of Damocles is an anecdote that illustrates the precariousness of power. It refers to the imminent and ever-present peril faced by those in positions of power, even amidst apparent prosperity. In which Shakespearean play does the character Shylock appear? The Merchant of Venice. Shylock is a Jewish moneylender and one of the most famous and controversial characters in William Shakespeare's play, The Merchant of Venice. The play explores themes of justice, mercy, and prejudice. What characteristic defines an edentulous creature? Lack of teeth. Edentulous refers to an animal or person lacking teeth. This condition can be natural, as seen in some species like pangolins, or acquired due to age, disease, or injury. What was the title given to the eldest sons of the kings of France? Dauphin. The Dauphin was the title given to the heir apparent to the throne of France from 1350 to 1791 and again from 1824 to 1830. The title was analogous to the Prince of Wales in Britain. Excluding Australia and continental landmasses, what is the largest island in the world? Greenland. Greenland is the world's largest island, excluding continental landmasses. Geographically part of North America, it is an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark, known for its vast ice sheet. Who founded the Body Shop Company? Anita Roddick. Anita Roddick was a British businesswoman, human rights activist, and environmental campaigner. She founded the Body Shop in 1976, pioneering ethical consumerism in the beauty industry with products made from natural ingredients and against animal testing. In which year were parking meters introduced in the United Kingdom? 1958. Parking meters were introduced in the United Kingdom in 1958, initially in Mayfair, London. Their implementation aimed to regulate urban traffic, manage parking demand, and generate revenue for local councils to maintain public services. Who authored the novel, Dracula? Bram Stoker. Bram Stoker, an Irish author, wrote the Gothic horror novel, Dracula, published in 1897. The novel introduced the iconic character Count Dracula and has significantly influenced vampire fiction and popular culture. What is the term for a baby seal? Pup. A baby seal is commonly referred to as a pup. This term is also used for the young of other mammals, such as dogs, wolves, and certain marine mammals like sea lions and whales. What is the Shaftesbury Memorial Fountain more commonly known as? Eros. The Shaftesbury Memorial Fountain, located in Piccadilly Circus, London, is widely known as Eros. Designed by Alfred Gilbert and unveiled in 1893, it commemorates the philanthropist Lord Shaftesbury and is a prominent landmark. What is the name of Don Quixote's horse in the novel? Rocinante. Rocinante is the aged and ungainly horse of Don Quixote in Miguel de Cervantes's iconic novel. Don Quixote bestows the name, believing it to be a grand and suitable title for a knight's steed, reflecting his chivalric delusions. During which conflict did the Battle of the Marne take place? First World War. The Battle of the Marne refers to two significant battles fought during the First World War. The First Battle of the Marne, September 1914, was crucial in halting the German advance into France, leading to trench warfare. The Second Battle of the Marne, July-August 1918, marked a turning point on the Western Front, leading to the Allied counter-offensive. In the context of the human body, what is varicella commonly known as? Chickenpox. Varicella, more commonly known as chickenpox, is a highly contagious disease caused by the varicella zoster virus. It typically results in an itchy rash with small, fluid-filled blisters and is most common among children. What is the name of the RAF's aerobatics team? The Red Arrows. The Red Arrows are the Royal Air Force's aerobatic display team, officially known as the Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team. They are world-renowned for their precision flying and intricate displays, serving as ambassadors for the UK and the RAF. Who is the Roman goddess of the hunt? Dinah. Dinah is the Roman goddess of the hunt, wild animals, forests, and the moon. She is often depicted with a bow and arrow, embodying independence and strength. In Greek mythology, her equivalent is Artemis. What type of creature is an alewife? Fish. An alewife, Alosa pseudoheringus, is a species of anadromous ray-finned fish found in the western Atlantic Ocean. They are part of the herring family and are commercially important, often migrating from saltwater to freshwater to spawn. What is the metal or plastic end of a shoelace called? Aglet. An aglet is the small plastic or metal sheath at the end of a shoelace, cord, or drawstring. Its primary function is to prevent fraying and make it easier to thread the lace through eyelets. With which country did the UK have the long-running, Cod War, disputes over fishing rights? Iceland. The Cod Wars were a series of confrontations between the United Kingdom and Iceland regarding fishing rights in the North Atlantic, primarily occurring in the 1950s and 1970s. These disputes led to significant diplomatic and naval tensions, ultimately resulting in Iceland's extended exclusive economic zone. Who was given the name, Fourth Man, when he was revealed as a spy in 1979? Anthony Blunt. Anthony Blunt was a British art historian and surveyor of the Queen's pictures who was revealed in 1979 as a Soviet spy, the fourth man of the notorious Cambridge 5 spy ring. He had confessed to MI5 in 1964 in exchange for immunity, but his identity was kept secret until Margaret Thatcher's announcement. How many years of marriage is celebrated on the Ivory anniversary? 14. In many cultural traditions, specific anniversary years are associated with particular materials or themes. The 14th wedding anniversary is traditionally known as the Ivory anniversary, symbolizing the long-lasting and enduring nature of a 14-year marriage. Who was known as the Sun King? Louis XIV. Louis XIV, King of France from 1643 to 1715, was famously known as the Sun King, Le Roi Soleil. This epithet reflected his absolute power and the central role he played in French politics and culture, likening him to the sun as the source of all life and light. His reign is synonymous with the grandeur of Versailles and the peak of French monarchical power. Who was the first American in space? Alan Shepard. Alan Shepard was the first American in space on May 5, 1961, aboard the Freedom 7 spacecraft as part of Project Mercury. This suborbital flight marked a significant milestone in the early space race between the United States and the Soviet Union. Who invented the elevator in 1853? Alicia Otis. Alicia Otis is credited with inventing the safety elevator in 1853, which featured a device to prevent the elevator car from falling if the hoisting ropes failed. This innovation significantly increased public confidence in elevators, making multi-story buildings practical and safer. In which English county is Scotney Castle? Kent. Scotney Castle is a historic country house with a ruined medieval castle, located in the county of Kent, England. It is a National Trust property known for its picturesque landscape garden and the preserved Victorian-era mansion. White Lion pubs are named after which English king's heraldic symbol? Edward IV. Many English pubs named the White Lion derive their name from the heraldic symbol of King Edward IV. The White Lion of Mortimer was a badge used by Edward IV, symbolizing his claim to the throne through his Mortimer ancestry during the Wars of the Roses. What is the mouthpiece of a recorder called? Fipal. The mouthpiece of a recorder, which is a woodwind musical instrument, is known as the fipal. This block of wood inside the mouthpiece creates a duct through which air is directed against a sharp edge, producing sound. In which month is Saint Swithin's Day? July. Saint Swithin's Day is traditionally observed on July 15th, commemorating Saint Swithin, an Anglo-Saxon bishop of Winchester. English folklore states that if it rains on Saint Swithin's Day, it will rain for the next 40 days, and if it is fair weather will continue for 40 days.